Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. And we've made several references to Helen Eadie in this debate, and I think it's the affection with which she has held that over lunch only today, a number of us were reminiscing about her contributions to this Parliament and wider political debate. Perhaps those of us on the yes side in the Euro campaign will particularly miss her enthusiastic Europeanism. Before I get to the substance of it, let me just report the result of extensive research I've undertaken since Mr Finlay spoke, lasting approximately 75 seconds. I can tell him that far from the CBI employing less than 10 people, it employs 14 directors alone before you even get to any other employed staff that the CBI have. So if he asserts, as he did in his contribution, that the CBI are excluded because they employ fewer than 10 people, he is quite frankly factually wrong. The web address, we can check this and he'll get the list of names, is news.cbi.org.uk, which will give him a list. And I think that characterises a lot of the assertions that have been untested assertions. We've also, during the debate on the amendments, on a number of occasions, Mr Finlay suggested that we should reject amendments from the government. In response to the development of the bill, as it's gone through the parliamentary process, and at each stage we learn more and should respond on the basis that the committee didn't take any evidence. But it didn't inhibit Mr Finlay himself from bringing forward a whole series of amendments which were well outside the information that the committee engaged with during its research, for example, on offences and sanctions. But let's not go into too great detail. I very much welcome this bill. Mr Finlay, of course, was correct in saying that an American professor at a seminar at the University of Stirling did say this bill ranked 2 out of 10. What he failed to inform colleagues in the Parliament, of course, is that when I then interacted with the professor, I discovered that his understanding of the bill was substantially incomplete, and that he accepted that the 2 out of 10 was based on an entire misunderstanding of where the bill was coming from. A couple of things in the bill that I think are worth looking at that are things that we should put on the record. First of all, I think we've not made the mistake of, in this bill, looking at registering lobbyists, but at lobbying and the people who undertake it. And I think perhaps Westminster, in looking at its registration involving consultant lobbyists, has missed the proper target. This bill focuses on the activity of lobbying, and I think that's all well and good. I think one of the gems in the bill that is very useful is voluntary registration. That allows bodies who are uncertain or anticipate in future they might want to get engaged in substantial lobbying to choose to register, even though there is no objective evidence at the time of registration that they're required to do so. And I think that's a very strong part of the bill. Second part that's very good about the bill is that you can lobby first and then register afterwards, because in many instances the interaction between someone who is lobbying and the person who is being lobbied will not initially have the character of lobbying. It develops during the discussion. So that 30-day period is very much welcome. I welcome this. It's, for me, not a huge issue, but not an insubstantial issue. I estimate I'll have 4 interactions between now and the dissolution of Parliament that I would categorise as people coming to lobby me. This is a very substantial way forward. In Parliament, we look forward to exercising the powers that we are given under Section 15 to draw up the details for the register, which our successors in office will be doing in the next session of Parliament. Presiding Officer.